Hello everyone and welcome to episode 2 of the Spearhead cast with me, Matt. We're going to be watching Kharkov Outskirts, I think this is, where we have two Soviets fight against a Wehrmacht and an SS. We're going to go through the players with Professor playing as the Soviet Union, as I believe that is Shock Division. Yes, Udana Divizia, Assault and Infantry. So that is Shock Division. Then we have Cow playing as I believe this is Rifle Division. Stelkovaya Divizia. On the Axis side, we have someone in Chinese, so unfortunately I cannot see the name of that, playing as SSS Panzer Tactics. Then we have Sabu Imre playing as the Wehrmacht, as Leichte Division. So we're gonna have a lot of armored elements from the Axis side today.
We have a fresh grenadier squad.
Looks like we have an early engagement here with the SS trying to support the Wehrmacht and taking this house here. However, this leaves the other flank open for the other Soviets to grab. We'll see how well Professor can handle this. Apparently it's not working too well because the Storm Pioneers are in that building and causing a lot of havoc. This is going to be interesting. This is also a victory point game with 750 points, which is fine by me. Generally, I would actually like if people post victory points, or at least matches that are not like over an hour long, because at least we'll have something to keep things going. Doesn't look like the Mthis did well in the center, with the Cow's conscripts pushing up. Let's see, we have the Wehrmacht digging in here with the Volksgrenadiers, 278th. So going for a lot of cheap, well not cheap infantry, but infantry you can get out the gate rather than building up the barracks first. To just get some ground. Because Volksgrenadiers cost actually the same as normal Grenadiers, which means you can rely on them mostly the same. However, they are not as suited for long-range combat as normal Grenadiers are. They are, however, still pretty okay if you don't give them any assault weapons, because they're still using mostly the same equipment as Grenadiers as their base. Okay, it looks like we have the SS moving up now with some 12 SS Panzer Grenadiers, as well as a Kubelwagen with an MG42 mounted on top. Meanwhile, the Soviets are pushing up with lots of conscripts. It does not look like the Soviets are going for Strelki, except here we have the first Strelki squad actually coming. So we have some Frontoviki coming, which are much better quality infantry than the conscripts are. The conscripts are very cheap, but they are not the best at aiming. The Frontoviki, however, which Professor here is getting, are actual regular trained troops that can actually mostly stand toe-to-toe with the regulars of the Axis. These guys are generally worth getting. It does look like the Soviets are not doing too well on this flank. It seems like the medic mixed in with the Volksgrenadiers is working well. He's even bringing up an MG34. Very nice play, actually, from this guy. On Savo. Very nice play. Being very aggressive early on with the Volksgrenadiers. The SS need to build up more troops quickly. They have taken a fair few issues. Looks like they also brought in a Hitlerjugend squad. The 12th SS Hitlerjugend. They lost the gun on the MG42, so they're trying to repair that quickly. Now the MG42 is operational again. Oh, that's a Molotov right there. He dodged it just in time, no? But the amount of conscripts might just be overwhelming him. Cow is playing as Rifle Division, which means his conscripts are much cheaper than normal. So he can just get a lot of them. He's even skipping the Rifle command entirely and going straight for the support weapons. Looks like more Volksgrenadiers are moving to support here with the SS. The conscripts are just here to try and hold the line in vain, just to buy them some time. So far, the battlefield seems quite even. He's trying to pull back to get to a bit of a cover position, I assume. Yeah, he's using the conscripts to just pull into entrenched positions to try and hold the ground. Okay, it looks like the SS and the Wehrmacht are trying to make a push here, taking control of this little corner. And the Wehrmacht is pushing up, coming straight into the line of fire of the Strelki, or the Frontoviki. The Frontoviki moving around the open door is not going to work well. He's throwing a smoke grenade. That's a steel Handgranate right there. That's gonna be painful. Yeah, that was quite painful. But here comes the conscripts. They're coming straight into MG34 fire out in the open, which is a very painful situation to be in.
Forward headquarters are now available.
Ah, it looks like they're taking aim with a bunker here.
As command
The
post.
Soviets are really planning for a bit of a defensive game here. And we also see the first Soviet commander coming in. I am unfortunately not good at speaking Russian, so I'm not sure what the rank of that guy actually is. Looks like the Wehrmacht is doing pretty good fighting against the Professor here, though. Saab was pushing up really well and using a lot of cheaper units to just get a little foothold here. Oh, now that's painful. That's very painful. Yeah, it looks like Professor is in a very bad position here. He's lost a lot of units. Looks like Cow is getting a Dushka inside this bunker here. Running in with some heavy firepower. There we go. He just has a lot of conscripts currently. He might be saving up for some kind of vehicle from the support weapons company here. Saab was even getting a scout car here. I believe this is a command scout car because he's playing as a Light Division. It looks like it anyway because it seems to have abilities. Or artillery abilities. This is definitely a command scout car. He even has the officer inside, as you can see.
Deploy mechanized assault groups commander.
Okay, the SS is pushing up their first truck here. But that is an MG34 as well. It looks like the Germans are going for MG34s early on rather than 42s, which can actually work, because the 34 is still very good. Now, the Maxim here is not going to do much against the scout car, but he decides to pull in artillery on it anyway. Which I'd say was a waste. He could probably just have driven closer if he had taken out the conscripts there. Because the armor-piercing advantage of the Maxim would not be enough to penetrate the scout car. Looks like the conscripts are trying to push up here. A bit of a dangerous move.
Trying to destroy a structure.
But yeah, that's a very dangerous move. He probably should pull the officer back. Yeah, it does not look like the Soviets are doing too well. Professor's down to 2 units, and Cow is getting a T-70. The T-70 might be able to turn this around. Okay. And while the Wehrmacht is doing a lot of the work, he's even gotten 19th Panzer Grenadiers already. These guys should be pretty good as a basic frontline unit. He's probably gonna arm them with assault equipment though, because that seems to be what they are made for. And he's gonna arm them with the MP. I believe this is a precursor to the MP44, as it actually says.
Vehicles can be ordered to break through.
Yeah, it's just a year earlier. It's essentially like the MP44 or the STG, as you call it, but it's not as good, I think. Regardless, it should serve the purpose well for them. Also, they are going to work together with the Hitlerjugend here. The Hitlerjugend have been armed with an LMG-42 by the looks of it. Okay, it looks like the C-70 already claimed a kill. Killed the Gobelwagen. Also looks like the Soviets are just working on digging in currently. Questions of how well that will work for them. But it certainly looks like that the Wehrmacht is taking in heavily, even setting by flak emplacement here.
Officers can now be called in to rally our troops.
Looks like he's getting replacements. He lost his Hitlerjugend squad, so he's getting a replacement of them. What did he lose them to? Well, it's like a high explosive shot.
Has arrived on the battlefield.
Oh, he's gonna arm it with high explosive shots. Okay. This T-70 could prove to be what pushes them back. But they need to be careful because the flak is able to penetrate it. Okay, he's pulled in a small AT gun from... Oh, that was a shrapnel shot. Didn't hit much though. Looks like the Russians are going to try and make a push here. Try and go for the sender with the T-70 and the conscripts. The officer there's not going to do much out in the open. But he's calling artillery by the looks of it. That MG-34 is truly showing to be a pain. But the T-70 is moving up now. Against at half track there, it could be a good weapon of choice. Needs to keep a distance though, because if he gets too close, they'll have Panzerfaust ready for it. And one Panzerfaust is enough to kill this thing.
The enemy is trying to destroy a structure.
Looks like the Wehrmacht is trying to pull up the pack to support. But the Soviets are going to do a push on this end by looks of it. Trying to push the Nazis back.
More of our troops have been lost.
But the conscripts are cheap. He can afford the losses. Especially as rifle division. He's not going to have any trouble just being able to keep up this attrition. Ooh, that is a interesting shot there. Ah, he's using assist 3 as an artillery piece. Very nice. Oh, nice job with the Molotov right there on the MG-34. That's going to be very painful. Looks like the Wehrmacht still has the advantage. Or the Axis, anyway. Yes, as I said before, with HQ headquarters here, which I suppose is a good position. But it's also vulnerable if the Soviets manage to push up. And it looks like he's going for the Leibstandarte, which are one of the better Panzergrenadier units in the game. Also DSS. They have a recon one flying overhead, giving the Axis a good view of the battlefield compared to the Soviets. They didn't know what the Soviets are doing. The Volksgrenadiers are trying to make a push here. Might be getting close enough to a grenade here. That's a grenade coming at them. Ooh, yeah, that's pretty bad for them. You also see a normal grenadier squad coming in here. We're trying to save the Volksgrenadiers as a smoke grenade, but too late. Looks like Kao here is bringing in a recon squad too. The Soviets can hopefully work to stabilize this. They're both getting a Tankovaya battalion, which means tanks are going to roll onto the field soon, which will definitely allow the Soviets to make a comeback if they use T-34s properly. The Soviets are moving up for another push by the looks of it, using the recon to get ready to sneak up, like to keep an eye on the Germans. Looks like the SS are going to try and dig in. And the half-track got shot at by this free. Very nice position. The officer survived though, so you should probably get the officer back. He can still be useful. Now here we have the Leibstandarte, the first SS Leibstandarte, who can be armed with a lot of nice equipment if you... So they can be very specialized if you want. Yeah, they got an MG-34, which is probably going to be entrenched. Oh, now that's an interesting move with the... yeah, there you got a Panzerfaust, the T-70. And that's that one T-70 dead, right there. Good job with the 90 Panzergrenadiers there. They seem to be armed for assault duty, being armed with the MKB-42 and the MP-40s. Oh, it looks like the Wehrmacht also has got the Puma. Proving to be a great nuisance for the Soviets here. And the MG-42 has been... MG-34, my bad. Has been put inside the trench. Oh, that was a very good shot from this S3 right there. Killing the crew of the Pack 40. Oh, and they also killed the MG-34 crew. Oh, now that's costly. It looks like the Soviets might be causing a little bit more of attrition here. Also looks like the Soviets have brought in an anti-tank squad to help deal with the Puma, I'd assume. And with their PTRS. It also seems like the shop command has finally called in an officer to help direct the front line. Armed with looks like his retinue is armed with a Mosin Nagant, 2 Mosin Nagants, SVT, and he himself is wielding a Makarov. Oh, now that is painful. Good job with the Maxim right there. Ah, but here we see... Oh yeah, the PTRS is already starting to show its worth there. Getting a shot in on the scout car. He needs to be careful where he moves that squad though. Out in the open, they'll be murdered. Looks like the Waffen SS officer has been fully manned again. But the SIS-3 is continuously causing heavy attrition on the German. Oh! And that decrew, that MG34. Ooh. Very painful. Germans are not doing well with all this attrition. Soviets are not in the best position here. That flag is proving to be a very big issue for them. We see a T-34 from Cow. Looks like he's gonna try and finally make a push for the victory point over here. He used the high explosive shell on the trench, almost cleared it out. Very nice job. Although the people inside it, they still have MP40s. But they have to get out of there before it's too late. Looks like the Pack 40 is moving up and the Puma is trying to relocate to try and deal with the T-34. The conscripts are, however, still taking the point thanks to the sandbags. They also killed the gun on the Kubelwagen. Now the only problem is that Puma. It looks like the SS are moving up again. He's trying to get inside the building, which I would not suggest doing, as the Germans are assault grading it. Oh, that building is down. I think that conscript squad might be dead. Yep, they're dead. Meanwhile, the Germans have just set up still, trying to hold the front line here. Currently, the Soviets have the advantage as they hold 2 victory points. Let's see. Cow better have some other way of improving his position. I hope. Looks like Professor is now getting an T-34 of his own. The Waffen SS is getting their second truck. The Wehrmacht now finally has the ability to get tanks. Well, it's gonna take a while before they have the fuel to get any of these. We have another officer from the shock division. Oh, actually, that's the same officer. My bad. So we have 2 T-34s now on the Soviet side, which should give them the ability to push a lot easier. The Puma got destroyed by the SIS-3 by looks of it. Because the SIS-3 is trying to take out the pack. Without the pack, the T-34 could move a lot easier. He's arming the Leibstandarte with scoped Sturmgewehrs. He probably intends to use them for long-range combat or assault combat if he arms them with the other Sturmgewehrs. Okay, the T-34 is moving up. Trying to fire a high explosive shell. It hit the ground though. Looks like a lot of smoke came down here. The Wehrmacht might be trying some kind of push. Yeah, he's aiming for the point. Although the Soviets are too entrenched here, using a Maxim, a small 80 gun, as well as a Frontoviki squad armed with a DP. That's too much firepower to assault frontally like that.
Political officers are ready to deploy, Comrade Commander.
Looks like the SS have managed to secure the victory point again. Slowly pushing the Soviets back, but they're getting in the range of the Duska position now. That's what the officer's there for. I wonder... Oh, they took out the pack. They have to rearm that immediately. Looks like the Hitlerjugend are taking losses too. Now we have 2 SISs. There we are. That's all the firepower.
One of our emplacements is under attack.
Wehrmacht is getting a Pack 40 by the looks of it. And it also looks like more T-34 is going to be coming in shortly. From both Soviets. So the Axis so far have more victory points.
T-34 ready for combat.
With the other T-34s coming onto the field. The Germans really need to invest in getting some kind of armor. And a good bombing run. Decrewing the black emplacement, but they have to act quickly before it gets recrewed. It does look like the Soviets are in a position to do a quick move here. He might be trying to push up quickly to destroy it. There's actually a lack of anti-tank equipment on the Axis side here. But you cannot risk getting too close to the Axis infantry or they'll panzerfaust them. And now there's 2 T-34s. Meanwhile, it looks like the Waffen-SS is continuously being pounded by Soviet cisfire, being used as artillery pieces to weaken their front. And now the Pak-40 is here on the Wehrmacht side, so they have a way of countering the T-34s. But a big infantry push is coming from the Soviet side. Pak-40 might be overrun here.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna get overrun.
We have lost a Pak gun.
Looks like the SS might even have to move into support. That's the Soviets also pushing on this side simultaneously. It seems like they're overrunning the Axis front line here, doing the traditional Soviet tactic of pushing along the entire front at the same time. Oh, they almost destroyed the truck. One more shot from the T-34 and that truck will be down. Yes. As I said, it is a vulnerable position. Well, the Soviets are just still trying to push here. The Hitlerjugend and the Sturmgrenadiers are not going to hold long here. Not with all the T-34s on the field. Oh, and that hit. Oh, the Soviets first got hit there while it was loaded. Causing a huge chain reaction of an explosion. The Germans are going to have to work hard to push back now. The Wehrmacht is, however, getting a Panzer IV-H by the looks of it, which might be enough to deal with some of the T-34s. But it's not looking good for the Axis here. The Soviet Union, once they got to their T-34, started to get the upper hand as attrition started to play in, and the fact that the Soviets could get so many more troops on the field. Also looks like the Soviets have brought in a heavy mortar. 120mm one. This is gonna put a lot of hurt on the Axis line. Because this way is gonna be firing with it. Firing in this area by the looks of it. A very dangerous weapon. If it hit one of these vehicles, they'll die instantly. But it is a very accurate weapon. Here's the Panzer IV-H. Using the command scout car to capture it. A good choice. The Soviets hold most of the victory points now. Oh, now that's lucky it survived that shot from the T-34. That's very rare. And the smoke grenades, very smart. Panzer IV-H is trying to duel with the 2 T-34s. Having to do a slow retreat, because the closer the T-34s get, the higher chance of penetrating, as you can see. The Germans have to be very careful. That Panzer IV-H is going to be one of their lifelines in this situation. Yes, as I mean, while in vain, trying to hold their ground here with their infantry pushes. But it's not going to be enough against these 2 T-34s out in the open. They're quick to try to get the Panzer IV-H repaired. They'll need to invest in another vehicle. I'll probably suggest a Stuk, if possible. Looks like the Soviet heavy mortars are starting to pound the other side of the front line then. Actually, it's another heavy mortar from the other Soviet player. Oh, that's how powerful it is, as you can see. Completely annihilating that German pioneer squad. Oh, that's a good shot from the Cis. Oh, painful. Oh, almost killed him. There we go, the Panzer IV is moving again. The Germans are really starting to feel the weight of Soviet firepower down their necks this time. It looks like the Waffen-SS is getting the Stuka Sofus, which, if it hits, could destroy most of the Soviet tanks. The Wehrmacht is still holding the fuel here, though, thanks to the Panzer IV-H. This will allow them to potentially try and establish a new front line, as long as it can hold. Meanwhile, the Soviets are not getting much more else currently. Trying to use their newfound advantage here. They have to use the heavy mortars to weaken the Axis front line, or what's left of it. Now the H is moving up again, trying to get pot shots at the T-34s. Nice, an over-penetrating shot. He's actually trying to entrench it. Very good move. It's also good position to entrench it. And while it looks like the Soviets are trying to arm a booby trap on the point here. There we go. Now the Panzer IV has been entrenched. Now its firing line is this far. Very good position. But the Waffen-SS is not doing too hard. They did take out the T-34 though. I missed that. They probably got close enough to use the Panzer first. That's what I'd wager anyway. But the Soviets are still holding all 3 victory points, which is not good for the Germans here. Also looks like that Kao is trying to move up a recon squad here. Germans are not in a good position. Yeah, really feeling the weight of the Soviets. Oh, nice shot with the SIS-3, destroying the command half-track. And an artillery strike coming in there. I think it's a Soviet airstrike. I would probably say that was wasted, in all honesty. The Axis is trying to push up again slowly. The Wehrmacht is definitely doing a good job trying to support their Waffen-SS ally here. But it looks like the Soviets are calling in a KV-1. The KV-1 will definitely allow the Soviets to push up further, depending on how to use it. You're also getting an elite guard squad coming in from Kao this time. An entrenched Panzer IV, though, can hopefully try to establish a safe Axis front line if the Soviets try to push up. Looks like the Axis are going to try and push together, though, on this side to try and regain some ground. But that heavy mortar is going to keep harrying them. Need to take out those emplacements. Well, good job with the packs, taking out that T-34. However, the KV-1 is on the field, and the Stukas of is firing. Probably gonna find this area. Very much so, destroying one of the scissors. Oh, not good on the packs though. Oh, that sucks. That's why you should have bunched them up. Command Panzer force moving up as well. And there's the KV-1, which the F1 does not stand a chance against. It's even got immobilized by the SIS-3 over here. Not good. Yeah, but the command crew is still alive. Their abilities can still be used. They did allow the Axis to take the victory point though, to give themselves some more time. The Axis have got the SEG and Panzer IV-H as well, which is gonna come in handy. So they're gonna be very careful. They probably need to find a good position to entrench it. Is entrenching right there? Questionable, but it will allow them to get a lot of range of everything around here. It is also fairly shielded from the heavy mortar. KV-1 is starting to move. Doesn't look like the Professor's getting anything else. Yes, as I'm trying to rearm the Pak-40s. The KV-1 is mistakenly showing its ass, but it didn't penetrate. Looks like the Axis are really trying to make a strong point over here that they can push from.
The enemy has taken out one of our buildings.
They definitely were working on taking out the bunkers by the looks of it. And that AT team is not going to do much. Looks like we're getting more cis-frees. And the Soviet infantry push is seeming to be building up here. We're also pushing at this time, simultaneously. With a Molotov. Ooh. But you're with the pack, actually getting a penetrating shot. And here we have the elite guards from the Soviet Union. Using the old T-70s wreck for cover. Panzer Grenadiers are moving up. They're being hit from the side by the Maxim. Looks like an infantry push is trying to rush for the Panzer IV. That's not going to work well, I think. That's not going to work well at all. They're getting mowed down. Running out in the open against MP40 fire is generally not good. Yeah, even Professor says it didn't work. They're trying to entrench the Panzer IV again. That's too much open ground here. These elite troops are not going to do well out in the open here like this. As you can probably see, they're getting mowed down. Essentially, he's trying to spot for a new target for the Stuka-Sufers. The Panzer IV got hit by a penetrating shot, blinding it. The Soviets still have the advantage, holding more victory points than the Axis. So far, so good from the Soviet side. The Soviets actually starting to get a T-45. It looks like the cow is just trying to dig in further. He was trying to use the KB-1 to essentially protect himself. The Hitlerjugend are trying to push up very aggressively, running straight into guard fire right here. Are the Hitlerjugend gonna get out of there? Looks like they are. And the Stuka-Sufers is firing. Probably firing around here. Very much indeed, destroyed the KB-1. Destroyed the KB-1, which is gonna definitely be a good thing for the Soviets, for the Axis. I do apologize if I do any hiccups here. It is the second one I'm casting. Still trying to get into this. This match definitely seems like a good one. So we're trying to set up a front line here, establishing it further. Probably trying to get to the 85s. Meanwhile, the other Soviet is getting a KB-1 and a T-34 again. Axis have finally decapped the victory point here to stop the victory point delay. We have a Panzerwerfer as well coming in. Ooh, that was a good Panzerwerfer. Throwing a fair few to Soviets. Where's the Panzerwerfer located? Right there. Needs to be careful where he moves it though. The Wehrmacht definitely has more of the front line cover than the SS. Definitely have a lot of fire coming in. The Panzer IV is trying to make a push here. If they can take out that cis-free, it can move closer. But it's not something they should risk, as you can see. One penetrating shot and it's practically almost dead. They have to be very careful where they move it. The Hitlerjugend are in this area, trying to hold this point. The recon unit is trying to slowly sneak up here from the Soviets. If they get too close, so they will be spotted. Very good position though, they haven't been spotted yet. That should give the Soviets good sight. Yeah, look how much they can see. However, they just got spotted. I think they got spotted by the officer or these guys with the scopes. Or potentially these guys with these scopes. I honestly don't know. But the heavy mortar is still gonna keep harassing the German lines. And we have a new KB-1.
We have a new T-34 standing
And the T-34 comes in behind it. We have an 85. And they're all using a second 85 for the Soviets over here. The 85 will be able to go toe-to-toe with the Panzer IV-Hs. With ease. But I believe the Axis might be trying to play to get a Panther. But he is not going to be able to get the building to it easily. He hasn't even taken up for it, I think. And the SS are far behind in attacking. Oh, no, not really. He's getting the heavy armor upgrade. Which should allow him to get heavier tanks to deal with the Soviets. The KB-1 is going to be a menace to the Axis unless they have a way of stopping it. Looks like a brave Panzer IV-H moving here. Working to try and take out the bunkers there. You're gonna have to be very careful and watch what happens. The T-34 is moving into position. Got a good flanking shot on the Panzer IV. Looks like the T-34 is going for a full-on push. They are getting in range of the other Panzer IV though. Getting a good shot on the engine block. And actually took out one of the T-34s. And the other one took taken out too. We'll jump on the Axis there. Taking out those two T-34s in quick succession. Now the question is what the Soviets gonna have to plan to do next. The 85s will definitely be a menace to deal with. Unless the Soviets don't use them properly. The KB-1 is trying to make a move here. Yes, it's the Wehrmacht are both joining in on the defense here. The Hitlerjugend and the Leibstandarte moving up. Mowing down those conscripts with ease. The Panzerwerfer is fine. Hitting in this area by the looks of it. Trying to support their SS allies. And Mthis is firing as well. Probably right here. Very much so, destroying both the Soviet tanks. This is going to be a big boon to the Axis here. Also looks like there finally might be a tech up here, yeah, to the final tier to get heavy tanks, like Panthers. Something they most definitely need to do. Okay, looks like they're trying to make a push here. Soviet airstrike is coming in, by the sounds of it. But I think they... Ooh! That was a penetrating shot from the 85. And there goes the Panzer IV-H.
Our Panzer forces have been reduced.
The Germans gonna have to be very careful now. The 85s can fight them up close or at long range with ease, thanks to the 85mm gun. They need to get something heavier than Panzer IVs. Germans are trying to make a push in vain. They fall back immediately after seeing what they're dealing with. More conscripts here. As well as a Soviet commander of some kind. Looks like we're gonna have some commander on commander action. However, this used to be a crew of a tank, so they are not as equipped for fighting. Like this guy's unit is. More Pack 40s. They're trying to set up some kind of a pack front here with the incoming Soviet tanks. Which is a good ploy because the Soviets could get a lot of tanks in time. Looks like a professor has set up a forward Soviet assembly here. Giving the Soviets a little bit more of an advantage, or a forward presence. They also have a forward assembly here inside the structure. This is Fear beginning firing again. Putting continuous pressure on the German lines. Also looks like an artillery strike of some kind is coming in, called in by the officer, of course. Because in this mod, you actually have to use the officer to call in artillery abilities now, which I think is a very good change. Looks like not all the explosions are rendering. Yeah, that one didn't render. Germans might be trying to prepare a push over here. Ah, because this officers count as a recon unit. That's not good, they have to pull that one back. That was a very good shot by the SS3. So it looks like another KV-1 has come in from the Soviets. The Panzerwerfer is flying, probably in this area. Oh, over here. That did not seem to do much. Soviets are trying to take this point again. And the SS are amassing for an infantry assault. Not really in the best position though, and an artillery strike is coming in to counter them. If they keep moving up, they'll avoid it. They're also being supported by the 19th Panzer Grenadiers. It's probably a very good support unit. Good job with the Molotov there, good throw. Not enough to save them. The Hitlerjugend took them out. Actually looks like the Soviet here has lost a lot of units. Might not be going too well for him. The Germans have actually gotten the final building, so they might be aiming for a Panther of some kind. Ooh, 200 fuel though is a very costly thing to do. That's not something they're gonna get. Not something they're gonna get easily. Well, if you're gonna excuse me, I'll be right back. If you'll just excuse me, let's just put this in pause, and I'll just pause the recording right here quickly. Be right back. My apologies. I just had to get something to drink. We're back now. You will not have noticed anything. Oh, it looks like one of the 85s got hit by a Panzer IV and actually killed the crew. Very impressive. Look at all the tank rigs that's going to be happening here. This is going to be a very big engagement for armor, isn't it? Mthis is firing. What's it aiming at? Oh, he's aiming for this howitzer. But the howitzer's still around. Now, the Soviet howitzers are pretty big, so... Oh, it's gonna be firing. Well, let's see what it hits. Ah, looks like he's going to take out the Panzer to Mthis. One hit and it's dead. Or just the shock, close enough, and the shockwave will take care of it. Here's the second shot coming. Overshot. Meanwhile, the Wehrmacht is making a push here. It's repaired, he should get it out of there. Let's look at. Oh, here comes the third shot, I think. Okay, undershot, that's good. The Axis is moving overwards. He's got a Panzer commander, a Panzer officer, and his Panzer IV. That will improve its effectiveness in anti-tank combat. He's also gotten a Stuk A. I assume. I wonder what that will be for. Panzerwerfer has been firing. Oh, good position. Good position hit. He's slowly pushing up with the Panzer IV, but if he gets one bad shot from 185s, he's dead. The SS are not doing too well here. But the SS are getting a Tiger. That might be enough to scare the Soviets back. And the Hitlerjugend and Leibstandarte are still fighting. Looks like some kind of Soviet artillery barrage is coming in. Oh, good job with the Panzer IV. It actually took out the... Oh, this Panzer IV is doing an amazing job for the Germans. Took out 285s. That'll buy them a lot of time. Getting a Panzer officer in it was definitely a good idea. Oh, but that's bad. That's a good penetrating shot from Mthis. He's gonna have to pull back. And while the SS are trying to do a man wave up here as well, having a life stand out in front, he's making him a full-on assault unit for medium range, giving him more assault rifles. So this unit should mostly arm be assault rifles later on. Looks like the Tiger has arrived. This is going to allow the SS player to hopefully get some more ground. But you should not rely on heavy tanks. They are very clumsy and can easily be immobilized. Wait, the Panzer IV got taken out. Not good. So that's his free has been doing a good job for the. That is a veterancy 5 officer unit, a lieutenant. Very fascinating. I found with a Gewehr with a scope. Very fascinating. Yeah, this is now mostly an assault unit. Oh, that guy with the Kar-98 just got stomached by a freaking Cis-3 shell. That's disgusting. But here comes the Tiger. And with the Tiger, or well, Tiger as you'd call it, the Soviets might be in trouble on that flank. You'll have to see. Another 85 is coming out for Professor. Carl's getting another T-34. Nothing about the Wehrmacht there yet. But I think this might have been the opening the Germans were waiting for. Oh, but that heavy mortar is still causing terrible losses. It's actually not going to be easy for the Soviets to take care of a Tiger. Really depends on what they hit it with. Like a shot with that howitzer might kill it if it hits. Oh, Stukas Fus is firing. Looks like it's aiming for this area right here. And it did. Ooh, terrible losses. What could be worse? Yeah, the KB-1 is moving up. Could get a heavy tank duel. Oh, howitzer is firing. Oh, he's aiming for the base. Very cheeky move. I've been trying to kill them as they're in the base replenishing. That's not a strategy I generally condone with. It looks like the Tiger is moving. Probably gonna try and take out the tank. Oh, but the T-34 got a penetrating shot. Gonna make the Tiger have to be careful. The main gun has been disabled because the gunner is injured currently. Oh, and now the KB got a penetrating shot, which hurt the engine. Yeah, he has to pull the Tiger back before it's too late. Oh, that almost killed it. One more shot like that and the Tiger would be dead. He's actually trying to hit it with a T-34, but that's a mistake. He just ran straight into the gunfire of the Tiger. He needs to repair that Tiger. That's not fit for combat for a while. But the Wehrmacht do control 2 victory points now, which is very good for them. He really needs to get that thing repaired. Getting recon squads, probably to scout for the Tiger. And he's gonna relocate this down to this repair truck, I assume. They can repair it faster. The Wehrmacht has a veterancy 4 Panzerwerfer. This is firing. Oh, good position. Killed both squads. Very nicely done. Or it has 99 kills. Germans is desperately remanning their packs. He's using stormtroopers to man them with. Need to get that Tiger repaired. And the booby trap finally got triggered. That one is still incapacitated, but is still able to fight. Okay, looks like the Axis are finally making a push for this one. And I don't think much is going to be able to stop them now. Well, that 85 might. Yep. These guys are armed with an LMG-34 and a scope gewehr. But the Soviets are quickly taking the ground here again. But the Volksgrenadiers are rushing up. They want to Panzerfaust that T-34. Oh, but that... Oh, they got moved down out in the open like that. Now the Panzergrenadiers are trying to move for a flank to do the same thing. But they managed to get it off. Didn't destroy it though. Where's the Tiger? The Tiger's operational again and it's moving. And while the Life Standard are proving to be a lethal unit this time, here he's gonna have a recon squad to be able to watch for him, so he can see further and spot for the Tiger. Like that. A good shot on the KV-1. If you can get another shot on that thing and penetrate it, it's gonna be dead. But the KV-1 is a hard one to penetrate. Okay, looks like he's gonna drive a T-34 to try and buy himself some time. He needs to switch targets. But it seems like he really wants to take out the KV. There we go. Now he can switch to the T-34. So the stormtroopers here are trying to push up somewhat. Well, that's the howitzer. And then the howitzer got the Stukas. He has to be careful. One direct shot with that howitzer, and the Tiger might die. Well, the Stukas is gone. Any more from the Wehrmacht? Ah, finally, the Wehrmacht is getting a oh, the shit! The main gun on the Tiger just got destroyed. Oh, good. But the Wehrmacht is getting a Panther. With that, it might be enough to push through the Soviets, but it might not be enough at this point. Oh, very nice job with the Panzerwerfer. Essentially making that T-34 able to do anything. Oh! Let's immobilize due to the howitzer. They have to do everything they can in their power to repair that Tiger. It's not looking well for the Axis this time. But the Soviets also seem to be somewhat on their last legs, because Sabo has done a very good job as the Wehrmacht here, as like he's using the Volksgrenadiers exceptionally well to support his Panzergrenadiers. Oh, an artillery strike coming in here. That might be a lost Tiger unless they move. Well, the Tiger cannot move. Depends on what kind of... Oh, that's a big shell. Here we have a command Panther. Might just be high explosive, might not do enough to the Tiger. I don't think it's gonna do enough to the Tiger. The Panzergrenadiers are trying to move, but out in the open like that. Ooh. Need to get him repairs on that thing quick. Ah, he's put that into Wolfkorber. Ah, okay. He's using a creeping barrage with it. Very nicely done. But they still need to repair that thing quick. Oh, that direct shot with the heavy mortar there. The command Panther slowly creeping up. Using those 2 gear support. Here comes an 85. 85 has to be careful when it moves. The T-34 is operational. The command panther took care of the 85, very nice job. Need to invest a lot still to repair that thing. And I think the Germans might actually have turned this around. Looks that way. If they got a good explosive there, that might be a lot of troops there. Yeah, no, I don't think the Soviets can turn this around anymore. I think the Axis have actually managed to turn this around and made it into a victory. They're doing a good job here, and the Tiger is almost operational again. The Soviets have just lost too much. They got another KB-1 though. But Professor here is not looking too well. He has a lot of resources though, which he should be spending.
The enemy has killed another infantry squad.
Looks like the Wehrmacht and the SS might have this in the back this time. So we have Panzerwerfer shots coming in. Supported by the Command Panther. They're just slowly taking out the Soviets one by one. Here's the KB-1. Oh, not penetrating with the anti-tank grade. Ooh. It's getting another T-45. You should get some more infantry in all honesty. Tiger's finally here again. But the Tiger got ammo wrecked in an instant. Oh my god, that's a really lucky shot from the Sis-3. Holy shit. The Sis-3 ammo wrecked the Tiger in one shot. That is really lucky. Ah, but I see what's happening. He's Stukaing this point. That's gonna decap it, and then he's probably gonna activate close the pocket if he has the ability to. Oh, he immobilized the KB. Yeah, he activated close the pocket.
All of our troops have been lost.
Yeah, looks like the Axis won this. That Command Panther really saved the Wehrmacht over here. Although I would honestly say the Panzer Force they got did a very good job. He's trying to actually ram it. And it looks like the Axis has this in the back. So a really good game. To Cow, to Professor, to Sabo Imri, and this Chinese guy I cannot pronounce or something. I apologize for that. But thank you for the match, and hopefully you enjoyed watching it. I'll see you all in the next one, everyone. Bye bye.